basically, June, July, and August, what you
I said, I'll pay whatever, it's just, the fact the reason I want to come is, you're a landlord, you own property, you pay taxes, and something like this happens, there's no, a tenant's not gonna call you if there's a water leak unless it's.
They probably didn't even know.
Yeah, if you look here on this.
Where was the leak located?
I'll need to check with the plumber, I think it was, I know there was one somewhere in a bathroom.
Inside the structure?
Yes, and and I told them to dig somewhere, I don't know if there was also a leak like on the main line coming into the house, like in the yard, there may have been one there, but there's something to do with the toilet or something.
You dug in the front yard, so I'm assuming that there was something was in the front yard.
May have, I've not been down there, I don't know.
If you look at your bill toward the end of July, you can still use another $45,000.
That's what I was saying. Because I didn't know there was a water leak until we got the bill and, got ready to mail it in. My wife said, oh my gosh, $1,300.
To answer your question, they did adjust your bill.
Okay, they did adjust the bill.
Yes, they adjusted your bill to $714.68, and that's the most, by the ordinance, that's the most that they can adjust your bill. Richard, is Richard still here?
Now,
And I'll be honest, I've hired a management company to do some stuff. I'm a poor landlord and probably shouldn't own my own property. Probably ought to bulldoze it, just to be honest with you, I think I will. Because it's just not worth the headaches.
Well, and I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
okay? But you have to, we're not obligated to do that.
Well, I understand.
But now, we do have a new software program that it's not helping you right now, that once we get this new software program, there is, and I did that because this was asked when your problem came up, okay? I asked the software people that very question, is a report that we can, that one person can sit down and look at this and see if we got a customer that has inflated? And yes, there is. So that's coming, we just don't have it right now.
Okay.
That don't help you right now.
Yeah, and that wouldn't help from month to month. You'll never
Right.
know it
You won't know
until
you
you
got a
make
leak.
that reading and the leak has already occurred.
Right. But the fact that I called the water department, and it could have been, I don't know who it was, but they said, yeah, we sent somebody out and they double checked it, and that's right, because I thought it was probably a mistake
Yeah.
reading, because I thought if there's that much water, it's like 73,000 gallons.
That's a lot of water.
It's a lot of water. And they said, oh yeah, so we double checked it, and yes, there was a leak. I'm like, and you didn't call?
If that leak was inside your structure, how could they have not noticed that?
I know.
That seems to me like they'd be flooded out.
I understand.
That's more than my swimming
They
pool.
said there was a toilet leak. But,
It can leak inside the toilet.
yes, I understand how that works, but can it leak 70,000 gallons a month?
That's a lot.
And he's, so they dug in the front yard, he said, but I wanted to say, plumber, he said, we took care of
There's
it.
caves under your property there too.
Yeah.
It could take
Yeah,
a
it's
whole
called
lot
the
of
money
water
pit.
and you would never know.
You open up
Yeah.
a water hose or a garden hose and just leave it on.
Right,
That's about what's running through a toilet.
okay, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it that way, if the ball cocks out of the toilet, that flow is just going straight through that toilet right
Right.
down to the.
And like I said, I just thought it was such a different way to handle it here than when I had a similar situation in Somerset, that I wanted to come and address the council and say, is this really kind of how the business is done? If it is, I understand, I'll pay it. But I'm
It
gonna find
is
ways
your
to not happen again.
responsibility.
I understand that.
He pretty much had 6,000 to 7,000 gallons pretty much current. And at the end of, in May, then you had 16,000, that doubled in May.
I'm gonna say,
It went
Probably
from
started
7,000
next
to
year.
16,000.
Yeah, it's
I think
happened
it
one
was
day,
started
And then the
in
next
over
month it went to
a longer
73,000.
period of time.
Yeah, so it was increasing
Yeah.
It was
before
increasing
that.
when going up.
Yeah. It
$300
doubled in
and
May.
then essentially give you a
It
flag
doubled.
then.
Is it back down to normal now?
To be honest, I don't know.
your water bill doubled in May.
Right.
That should have been a red flag right there.
Well, I'm a business owner, said my water line broke, I have big dry cleaners up there, trust me, they didn't adjust my bill
They didn't?
when I found my leak.
You were just lucky.
I was just lucky. I've never had to do
Yeah.
that. They were really nice.
They didn't adjust my bill.
But to answer your question, they did adjust your bill. They knocked $714.68 off.
I know southeastern and southwestern will adjust for private individuals, I don't know.
Like we did here.
But this is, I understand it's my problem, and I will take care of it, but I at least want to address the council and say, you know, maybe it's just how things are done, you know, and I got lucky in Somerset, and like you said, but this is not normally how things like this are addressed, but,
Our ordinance specifically tells us how we can do it. Of course, the utility department has to go to what the city council.
I understand. I understand. So, I just wanted to voice my, you know, disdain for the ordinance in general, and it's okay, but I'll pay it. But,
Lesson learned,
and what's that lesson?
stay on top.
Stay on top of your water bill.
Yeah, I've got
Once
603 customers, and I got one utility clerk. She's managing 603 households. So, I don't know how many properties you own. I don't know how many people you got working for you, but you have to manage your own.
Too big and not enough.
I got you.
Not enough,
And
not
I
enough.
understand what you're saying, Jim, I really do. I really do.
Okay. Well, appreciate what y'all do, and we'll get it paid.
Council have anything?
We are sympathetic.
Yes, I understand.
If I could have the police department and fire department stand. First of all, I want to thank men and women for what you do today.
We salute you all.
I'm going to read a proclamation. Proclamation of the day, September 11th, 2018, as a day of service and remembrance. Whereas on September 11th, 2001, the American people endured the worst terrorist act on U.S. soil in the nation's history with courage and heroism. And whereas in response to this tragedy, Americans across the country came together in marked spirit of patriotism and united and carried out countless acts of kindness, generosity, and compassion. And whereas community organizations and family members of 9/11 victims began observing the anniversary of September 11th as a charitable service day to honor the memory of those who lost and those who united in response to the tragedy, including first responders and volunteers. And whereas the Serve American Act, approved by Congress and enacted into law on April 21st, 2009, directed September the 11th to be observed and recognized as an annual National Day of Service and Remembrance, and charged the Corporation of National and Community Service with leading the nationwide effort. And whereas participating in the service and remembrance activities on September the 11th, it is a positive and respectful way to remember the lives of those lost, pay tribute to those who rose in service, and honor those who continue to serve our country today, including the active duty and reserve soldiers and their families, veterans, and first responders. And whereas September the 11th, National Day of Service and Remembrance activities are being organized by a variety of nonprofit, based in community groups, public agencies, educational institutions, private businesses, and other organizations across the nation. And whereas on September 11th, 2018, on the days leading up to the following this day, citizens of the city of Burnside, Kentucky, had the opportunity to participate in activities that honor 9/11 victims and heroes by joining together in service projects to meet community needs. Now, therefore, I, Robert Lawson, Mayor of the City of Burnside, Kentucky, proclaim September 11th a day of service and remembrance in Burnside, Kentucky, and call upon the people of the City of Burnside, Kentucky to honor the lives of those lost through participation in community service and remembrance ceremonies on this day and throughout the year. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my cause the seal of the City of Burnside to be affixed, given by my hand the 10th day of September 2018. Chief Martin. Give him a round of applause.
closer to the mayor, and I'll get him in the picture too.
Tomorrow, the flag here is, I'm sure the fire department will be lower to half staff, in terms of 9/11. And also at 11 o'clock, I think it's the fourth bank tomorrow, across from Beacon Hill Baptist Church. There's a ceremony there as well, so the flag is well. Thank you very much.
Mayor, I'd like to get to say something on behalf of my department.
Okay.
I'm a couple offers short. Officer Robert can't be here today, Officer Mick can't be here today, Officer Van Hook and Officer Riley. But, we have a great police department. You know, I got recognized for this award, but it takes the department to do what we do every day here. We truly appreciate the people we're in the community, and we truly do love serving our citizens in Burnside.
Good man.
I would also like to commend our guys, Mr. Mayor, we have a really exceptional group of guys at the fire department. If you guys want to understand, like, truthfully, going to be a volunteer. These guys take time out of their jobs and their careers and their lives to put into the city. And they're what makes the department what it is today. Without them, I couldn't be what the department is, and I just want to appreciate you, every one of you guys, for everything that you do to the department. It really means a lot, and you guys should be proud of me.
We are grateful that we are. Next order of business is we receiving bids for auditor. I have one. Not that we have to accept it, but I have not opened this, okay? So I'll do this for the city council.
Is there a deadline on these?
Is it 4 o'clock this afternoon? Before I get into it, last year we paid 50, I know you're gonna ask this, 15,800 is what we paid last year, okay? This is from Barry Dalton, CPA. A 3-year contract is desired as follows: June 30, 2018, $14,500; June 30, 2019, $14,800; June 30, 2020, $14,300.
And that's about the same as it was before.
That's what you were.
Like
You
14.
said 14, 15, it's about $1,300 Yeah.
So I need a motion to set that up.
I'll make a motion we accept Barry Dalton's bid
I'll
on
second
this.
that.
Because we've been completely satisfied with him in the past.
We have, I did what I was supposed to do. I asked for
Yeah.
bids and we saved a little money.
That's all it is.
So,
Randy Berry,
Yes.
Jim Burton. Yes. Noel Davis. Carol Rubin. Yes. Mike Lehman.
Yes.
Dwayne Sellers.
Yes.
Motion passes. You want to do it? Okay, got me upside track here. Next, we need approval for the, I'll let Chris, I'm going to refer to here to, what's he called? What's his name?
Municipal.
Municipal. I'll let Chris talk about this. This has been her, she's been working on this.
When we first spoke to you all about the new software for accounts receivable, part of it was the credit card offer. Municipal is going to be the company that we actually go through the credit card process with. Won't cost the city a dime unless we decide to buy one of their card readers, and we don't have to have it with the manually enter the numbers in ourselves. But what they're proposing is there will be a 2.65% added to the customer's payment that'll come from the customers. Or if it's less than $3, there's a minimum $3 flat fee. They can pay online, they can pay in the office, they can pay over the phone. But
That's pretty standard.
That's
yeah,
all
it
we
is.
have. Where I worked at, we had the same thing, the customer pay
Yeah.
charge.
Yeah, I had it.
All in just a reader. It's just $85 for a reader. You only get, you just need one reader, so might not all want to hand you their credit card. Don't you get, would that be better? That way it'd be
Yeah.
more,
If you want to read it, we can put that in motion.
it would be nice to have it there because a lot of people just don't want to hand you their credit card.
Works for me.
Motion.
I'll make a motion that we take and buy those US card reader, along with bringing the multi-page system.
And you can get them in wireless also.
I'd say that the ones wireless would be a whole lot more.
I have wireless.
I'll second that motion.
Sit right there at the counter where you pay your bill, and you don't have to take all of it. You don't have to pay that size. You just hand it up, most of them are set on the board, and they're all up in there anyway.
Yeah, that's better than them handing you the card and you. Yeah,
That way they can put in their,
it's confidence for them.
right, that way they can put in their own little code. And nobody has access to their card, but them and go read.
So, you made a motion, Carol, you second? Randy Barrett?
Yes.
Jim Burton?
Yes.
Noel Davis? Carol Griffin?
Yes.
Mike Williams?
Yes.
Wayne Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. All right, next order of business is first read of ordinance 2018-005. This is the park ordinance. If you'll remember, we had this on council last month, but we decided not to do it. We wanted to add the times in here as well. This is, we're taking the checking account, putting it all in tourism, and then we're also changing the times on the park. Daylight, sun up to sundown. Need somebody to introduce that? This is just the first reading, so we just need an introduction.
And ordinance amending ordinance 540.5A in order to change the park hours and park funds procedures is outlined in said ordinance. Okay.
All right, council, do you have anything? Council, do you have anything else?
Progress on the common water project.
It's still the state, any day. We can be able to tell you the story, it's kind of funny, but anyway, it's on the gentleman's desk, I don't know if I say his name, okay? But it's on his desk, and we can get approval on it any day.
Okay. And thus far, it's not cost us anything.
No. And the way I understand it, there was Neil explained to me that they want a pump house now,
Yeah,
and they had changed the plan for that, that was mine.
yeah. That was about $85,000 of it, I think.
That's
Have they decided on going with a 6-inch line all the way in,
I'll-
or stay with the 4?
Richard, you want to elaborate on that a little bit, because I think it has to do with the pressure.
You know, my understanding is they're going with a 6-inch line.
That's what I've said.
That's
Back up
always-
to Hangout Road and go from there all the way with a 6. Good deal. That way we're prepared for whatever else comes in the future.
Council, anything else? I'll go to the audience.
Can I say something? This is new business, right? I want to talk about ordinance number 1040.1, which is the setting forth the regulation regarding abandoned junk inoperative motor vehicles. I know this is on the books, and I don't have a problem with it being on the books. I want to talk about how it gets implemented and whose time frame and whose decision is it to move forward with something like this. I had a visit from, let's see here, Mark Travis, I don't know, a month ago, just a personal visit. Chief Hill brought him by the house, and he introduced me, and he said that he had an issue with the amount of cars that I have at my house. And I said, I understand, and I am working on liquidating some of them because I knew there was a problem. I know there's a problem. And he said, okay. He left the house. Since that time, I've probably got rid of 10, 12 cars. And I come home to my house the other day and I have a citation on my door.
Are you Bundy?
I am.
I get calls about you all the time in the cars. It's been going on a long time.
Okay.
And what are you doing about it?
Since he's come to my house a month ago, I've sold like 13 or got
much time do you
Well, I wasn't aware that we were under a time thing when we did it. I don't know. I
need?
mean,
It wasn't clear to you?
no,
Nothing on your paper states a timeline
I never got a piece of paper the first time.
on your
I
citation?
just got a
You
citation
didn't
on my
get a
door on
verbal from
Friday.
him, any information on that?
No, and that's my question. If someone is deemed to be violating this ordinance, what is the time frame, or who establishes it?
We
And what's,
established that.
okay, and what's the,
We need to bring out the ordinance if we can. and-
I have the ordinance, what's the method of information to the person that's, I mean, alls I got was a visit when Chief Hill brought him to the house. There was nothing in writing, he just said, hey, I've got one. I understand
Yeah,
that.
your
I'm
first
addressing it.
visit will be cordial and verbal.
Yeah, and that's fine, I don't have a problem with that. But there was no time frame as him saying, you have 10 days to acknowledge this.
How
you
much
have-"
time, I ask again, do you think you need?
Well, I don't know.
We're willing to work with you is what I'm getting.
I understand that, I
We
appreciate
need
that.
to see progress.
What's the number of vehicles that a person's allowed to have?
Jesse, go ahead, Jesse.
I am not sure of the number, so since we're referencing the ordinance, I just kind of wanted, so everybody, just to kind of, and I think you said you had a copy, so it's what, I'm looking at section 6A notice. Whenever the code enforcement officer and or police department officer deems a public nuisance to exist pursuant to this ordinance. So such notice shall be in writing, specify the public nuisance and its location, and advise or request that the public nuisance be abated, and advise such party that he has 10 days to abate the nuisance or to make a written demand for a hearing before the code enforcement officer, or else the public nuisance will be removed and abated by the city. So I think the question you were asking, and please do correct me if I misheard your question, is from the notice or from the citation, how long do you have? You would have 10 days to abate the nuisance. I will say that we just recently got a code enforcement officer, so that's why this is kind of, this is new. This is why the codes are being enforced now. I'll stress also what Councilman Seller said, and then we're willing to work with you on it. But honestly, the citation is kind of the first step, and that's, there's a friendly kind of cordial visit, and that's, there's an additional code enforcement board ordinance which kind of in more detail outlines what the code enforcement officer does kind of on a daily basis. But we encourage that first kind of go out and talk to property owners, see if we can work it out.
And we did that.
Okay.
And everything was cordial, everything was fine. And I have moved towards his goal. I did not know we had a time frame, and then I come home and I have a citation. That's my concern. If I had not done the first thing, then I could understand a citation, but since it had halved, I would say, I don't understand why I'm getting a citation now with no other communications whatsoever other than a citation taped to my door on Friday, I believe it was.
Evidently, he didn't see progress being made.
And I'm just looking at his report, and it looks like he'd come out to the property and was unable, that you weren't at the property at the time, and that's why it was taped to the door. I certainly think that, I think that he'd been out to the property a few times and just wasn't seeing the improvement. And maybe this is a situation where we just need to include and stress communicating both with the code enforcement officer and with doesn't kind of become an ongoing issue. But
Now, I have no issue with the code, and I have no issue with working towards it. I was unaware that Burnside had the code in the first place, and it became overwhelming at a time. I have since, like I said, sold 10, 12 vehicles or disposed of 10, 12 vehicles. My question is what's an acceptable amount? I was under the assumption, no, amount of vehicles. I was under the assumption that as long as they're running, driving, operable, tagged, and insured, there's not necessarily
I
I'll
think
limit
the
it.
county has a number that so many, you have to have a dealer's license.
Well, I think if you sell so many, you have to have a dealer's license. If I can own as many as I want.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeff, I think some of the things he was citing on here was other than just vehicles.
He was citing, huh?
There are a lot of pictures.
The pictures he turned into City Hall has got some air conditioners, it's got axles, different car parts, truck bed. So you can't have appliances either.
What's an appliance? I
Air
have,
conditioner is considered as an appliance.
I can't have air conditioners in my yard.
Not 8 of them in the backyard, no.
That ordinance says as long as they're not visible from the street, and none of my air conditioners are visible from the street.
But evidently they're visible. I haven't.
If you walk in my backyard, they're visible.
This was from a resident today, a neighbor here, came to City Hall today and complained.
Well, I can guarantee you that the air conditioners are not visible.
I haven't been there.
I'm not, I'm just saying.
I haven't been in your yard. I don't know.
My question is what's an acceptable amount of vehicles?
Does the ordinance state that?
the ordinance just says that, I mean, the ordinance.
I have
is-
3 non-operable vehicles right now, and I know I have 3 non-ops, and I will do something with those. I don't have a problem moving forward and addressing the situation. I just want to know what the situation is that I have to address, because at first I was told, when he came to my house, that it was just too many vehicles. Now, though, the citation that I have, and it still doesn't address what he wants done, all it says is it's, I don't know if any of you have seen one of these, but it says citation of violation of city ordinance, and it says abandoned vehicles, watercraft, and appliances. Now, I have a boat in my yard, which is the boat that I use. Am I not allowed to have a boat in my yard?
Yes, you are.
I think the issue is, and to answer your question, there's not a number in the ordinance. What the issue is the accumulation. So I understand your concern, which if you've got a boat that you're also taking down to the lake, it's your personal boat, it can certainly be in your yard, so long as it's, so long as it's not creating an eyesore, so long as it's okay.
And who deems the eyesore?
Well,
I mean, because my eyesore and your eyesore might be
No,
completely different.
that's completely correct. Yeah. So typically, nothing happens on these unless a complaint is lodged. We as a city do not seek these type of violations out. This is where either a council member or the mayor receives a call, complaint. They would have a code enforcement officer who has been appointed and kind of has these ordinances to go out. So it's essentially the code enforcement officer's eyeball test on whether it's an accumulation or an eyesore. I think the issue here is just the sheer number. I think.
Which I have had since his original visit.
How many vehicles do you say that you have licensed and insured that's operable on your property?
Right this second, there's 18. 15 of them are operational, 3 are not.
As on those 18, don't you have a car lot you did take 2 or just?
I have a car